Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
Here we are, two of us here today. If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads of stuff on there. Full watch-alongs, help support the channel for just $3 a month.
Yes.
Starts at that, and you get full watch-alongs, things like Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Seinfeld, got the quarterback, the receiver, quarterback
F is
season
for
2.
family.
F is Family's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, full season on there. It's full 5 seasons, so it's check it out if it's for you. Why I live off the grid. Freedom, no mortgage, no utilities.
I could live like that. I know you couldn't.
Living off the grid doesn't necessarily mean you have to live in the middle of nowhere, right? I kind of understand that. Living off the grid's meaning there's no like utilities running into your facility. You know, I watch a lot of Homestead programs, and some of them are just like I'm just in awe. I'm just thinking, wow, I couldn't do it. I'd struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really into like picking up chicken eggs and stuff and doing all that kind of stuff, and it's just not for me. It's like a mini farm, innit?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day. But let's see what this guy's got to say. Why I live off the grid. Freedom, no mortgage, no utilities. That sounds good.
Hey guys, well today's a big day. I'm gonna let the chickens out of the chicken coop and this will be their first day free ranging. So let's see how it goes. Chickens? I have to count these chickens before I release them because I can't remember how many we have, if it's 20 or 21.
Decent
But that way I
coop
make
there.
sure, you know, that they all get in at night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I believe we have 23 chickens, Skeeter. You got that, bud?
How are you going to get them all back?
That's why I was
They're a little
thinking.
shy, but they'll work their way out when they're ready. So I'll just let them be. Skeeter, you protect those chickens, all right? So in this video, I want to talk about off-grid living and homesteading or simple living, whatever you want to call it, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there, and I just want to show why we do it, or talk about why we do it, and talk about the advantages of it, and why people would want to live this way. So I've been living off-grid or without plumbing or whatever you want to call it, you know, for a number of years now, and all I can do is give you my honest experience, but
If he's been doing it for a number of years, he's got the experience.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? These are the people you got to listen to.
Yeah.
I watched some of them Homestead rescues with that. I don't know what his name is. He's got like a big mustache, cowboy hat, and all that. And he has his like kids with him or whatever. And he goes around and helps people with their homesteads. And so like, you know, if they got a house that's tipping or something like that, he rebuilds it for them sort of thing and puts like new water pumps in and all this kind of stuff. These guys, like I say, I'm in awe of them, the way they live. I'm just like, you know how the world turns.
But what do they do as jobs?
Some of them have regular jobs, but a lot of them make money off the homestead.
Yeah, I
So
understand
they'll grow stuff and make produce and do certain things off the homestead. But a lot of them have regular jobs they go to, but you know, very low cost of living as well. Remember?
Yeah.
we're people that actually live this way. You know, this isn't our weekend cabin or anything. We live the lifestyle, you know, the simple living, homesteading lifestyle. And I know for a lot of people that watch these videos, they kind of are dreaming about doing the same thing. And I was one of those people. Several years ago, before I started living this way, I would watch all kinds of, you know, off-grid YouTube channels or homesteading YouTube channels, and I just tried to learn as much as I could. You know, I didn't even really know how to get started. Didn't really know how to like find land, or you know, if it was even, you know, doable. And so just
There's a lot of stuff I watch on the homestead stuff, the channels that I watch, because I do watch quite a few of them, and you don't necessarily need that skill just for the homestead. You can kind of carry that skill into everyday life.
Yeah.
I think so. Like I say, I'm in awe of a lot of these people because they bring everyday, you know, craftsmanship, if you want.
Yeah.
And you know, whether it be farming, whether it be building, whatever it may be, just everyday life, putting it all together, and you think, I could have done that. I can do that at my house. And it doesn't necessarily mean they need to be a homestead for their advice, what they're giving. But what they do is like the big scale sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say, we've tried stuff. Painting. Never worked.
Different. I'm talking something very different from that.
you know, if you're somebody that is, you know, dreaming about doing this and you find yourself watching videos or channels like this, at one point I was in your shoes. But the big thing I want to cover in this video is just talk about why, you know, and just give my honest opinions on things, how living this way has worked out for us. And yeah, just give you, I mean, my personal honest experience, and just kind of talk about why somebody would want to live simple, you know, with not a whole lot of modern conveniences. You know, we just have an outhouse for a toilet. We have no pressurized plumbing. We collect rainwater for our water. And just talk about why somebody would want to live like that, because a lot of people don't really understand it these days. So I would say one of the biggest reasons why this lifestyle was appealing to me, and probably why it's appealing to you, is the financial aspect of it. It does not take much money to live this way. You know, we don't have any utility bills, right? We heat with firewood. We built our own house, our own cabin, free and clear. We owe no money on it. It's all paid off. We own it. So think about how much different your life could be if you owned your house, you did not have a mortgage, and you had no utility bills. I mean, that is the ultimate freedom, in my opinion. And not everybody wants to live this way, I get it, but I'm just showing why we do it, right? Because it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to live in an off-grid cabin and have an outhouse and, you know, not have plumbing or, you know, pressurized plumbing inside or, you know, collect rainwater or whatever. Now, of course, there's still expenses. I mean, you're always going to need money to buy things, to buy gear, to buy supplies. We do have a little garden. You know, we have chickens. We raise our own meat chickens and butcher them. You know, we hunt, we fish. So that helps a lot with food costs. But you still need other things, right? You need cookware. You need dry ingredients. You need spices. So you still need some money to do this. But like I said, imagine not having a mortgage. Imagine not having a single utility bill and how different your life could be. So the financial aspect of this is probably what the big draw is for most people. That was a big draw for me, and I'll tell you right now that it is awesome. Not having thousands of dollars worth of bills hanging over your head every month, it kind of opens the door to a lot of things, right? Gives you a lot more freedom. Another big reason why I love living this way is I like being in control of things. I want to have total control over my own life. So I don't want to rely on the city or the grid or, you know, whatever energy company to supply me with the energy that I need to live. You know, I don't want to have to rely on a bank to loan me a bunch of money to pay for a house. I want to be in control of everything. So that's just the way I am. I like that. I take comfort in that, knowing that I rely on nobody but myself typically, for the most part. And that's a big draw for me. And it's fun work, and this lifestyle is work, but you're working for yourself. You know, you're not.
I guess they have like YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
So that can be that can be quite lucrative if I don't know if it's big enough.
Yeah.
But the other side of it doesn't say where he's living, and I can't see much around him. I'm guessing it's mid sort of like forest type thing.
It looks like he's bought a piece of land, doesn't it, and built.
I guess you still have to pay some kind of like property tax as well. I don't know if you're on land. I guess there's some kind of association that goes with that.
I'm not sure.
I bet you do. He sounds Canadian anyway, this guy. I'm not sure if it's Canada where he's living or is he Canadian living in, you know, in some other part of North America somewhere, but it looks kind of remote.
Yeah.
I just wondered if with Homestead, I know you don't have to live remote to be in a homestead. You can live anywhere.
Yeah.
And be off the grid sort of thing. But I just wondered how remote this is. He's not really mentioned that yet, where it is and how, don't know where the nearest sort of like town is.
No.
You might get into it.
Yeah.
I think not everybody, but a lot of people, they feel like their jobs may be kind of meaningless, or like, like they feel like they wish they had more of a purpose, you know, where everything that you do on a homestead is directly related to your life, you know. So putting up firewood, yeah, it's work, but it's satisfying because you're going to get the payoff for it. You know, you're working for yourself. You're being independent. You're in control of your energy. So what I mean by being in control is we have solar power for our energy needs. That's what runs the cabin, right? We have lights. We have a few other things. We run a fridge off of our solar power. It's nice. You know, we don't have a monthly electric bill. It's just, we're independent, right? Like if the grid ever went down or the power goes out or whatever, if there's a storm or something, we don't even know it, because the way our cabins run, the way this homestead's ran, we're independent. We're free of all that stuff. Life would just go on as normal. So we wouldn't even notice. You know, another big reason for living this way is the health aspect of it. You know, I want to grow my own food and hunt my own food. You know, we raised our own meat chickens and butchered them. So we have an entire year's worth of chicken meat to eat. You know, I know exactly what was done to the chickens, right? I know where it comes from. That's a big deal to me too. You know, so that's probably a big draw to most people, is just the health aspect of it. You know, it's a healthy way to live. You're producing all your own stuff. You're growing most of your own food. But anyway, I hope that this isn't coming off as like, you know, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying this is how it is. This is why this lifestyle is awesome. That's why we like to live this way. And it's why so many other people are interested in it and are starting their own homestead journeys. And I'll like, the big thing I can say is we're several years into living this way now, and I don't have a single regret about what we've done. It's worked out exactly how I thought it would be, even better, you know. It's just an awesome thing, being in total control of your life. So one thing I'll say about getting started, and I think this is a big reason why a lot of people kind of hold back on this, is that they're worried about what their peers or what other people are going to think about them for living this way. I mean, let's face the facts. I'm a young guy, and off-grid homesteading, not exactly cool or in with my generation. But, you know, you can't spend your life worried about what other people are going to think. You got to do what you want to do, because the clock is ticking and it goes by fast. So, like I said, I don't have any regrets living this way. A lot of people think it's odd or weird, or they'll throw like little jabs, you know, but it is what it is. I'm a happy camper, and I like the way things have worked out and where they're headed, you know, and I think a lot of people are pretty aware. I mean, you look around at the world and something seems pretty off. You know, there's a lot of controlling going on, and I just like the fact that I'm in control of my life. It's a big deal to me, and I'm proud that I am, and you can certainly do it too. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because a lot of people, they don't get it, or they just think, oh, that Kyle living out in the woods with no plumbing or no, you know. But I'll tell you this, man, I'm happy, and I live a very stress-free life because of this. So I guess the moral of the story with this little TED Talk is you got to do what you want to do in life. You know, you can't worry about what other people or what society is going to think of you. And all I can say is, if you're somebody that is looking to do this sort of thing, or, you know, you have some interest in it and want to live simple and get out of the city a little bit and just kind of live a more peaceful, stress-free lifestyle, do it. And what's the worst that's going to happen? You know, you do it and you find out that it's maybe not for me, and then you just go back to doing whatever you were doing. I think if you're somebody that is watching videos like this and you have an interest in it, or you think it's cool, it's probably for you. You know, something's in you that's making you want to watch this stuff. So it's just really nice to slow things down. I mean, you look at how many people like have anxiety and depression nowadays. Why is that? You know, nobody's asking why. Like, I think it's a result of the society that we've created. We live in this stressful world. It's always on the go, go. And life just kind of passes you by. And yeah, I mean, living this way and living simple has been awesome for, my mental health. I mean, it's just so stress-free and peaceful. It's just nice kind of living a simple life and kind of going at your own pace. You know, you kind of get to stop and enjoy things, and the work that you have to do on a homestead, like putting up firewood and gardening and everything else, and collecting water and all of that, it's satisfying, and you feel a sense of accomplishment knowing that you're doing things that are worthwhile and they're directly related to your life. So the work is fun, I think, and it's satisfying. Also, another thing I'll talk about too is, like, I think a lot of people, they think if you are off-grid homesteader, or somebody that lives rurally or out in the woods or whatever, that like that is your life. You can still do modern stuff. I mean, Sierra and I have been golfing a lot lately. I love golf. It's fun. So we do modern things. We'll go out to eat once in a while. Like, you don't have to live like a caveman or a cave woman just because you live off-grid, or in a tiny house, or you're a homesteader. You can still do modern stuff. It doesn't mean that you have to be a certain thing, right? You can do other things and do modern things, but at the end of the day, it's nice knowing that I get to return to this and, be in control of my life and just go at my own pace. Another big thing is, like, look at these animals, they're just free range. They get to live the life. Out here napping because they were playing too hard this morning. So that's another reason why I like living out here too, is it gives, my animals the best life they could ever have. You know, I mean, Skeeter doesn't even, he's never on a leash, doesn't wear a collar, gets to run around, use his nose, chase animals. He gets to do what dogs are supposed to do. You know, he's not fenced in a yard. He's free.
Chained up.
And I love that for him. Also, another thing that I'll say is there is no right or wrong way to do this. I mean, that's the fun of this, is that you get to do it however you want. You know, some people want more modern conveniences. Some people are okay with less. Some people have more money. Some people have less money. You know, it doesn't really matter. There is no one size fits all with this. You know, do it how you want to do it. You know, however, you know, some people might want more modern conveniences, and that's fine. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about the whys, you know, because a lot of people don't understand it. And
before it gets into that, I just want to say, for me, the way when I watch Homestead shows and things like, for me, it's a kind of an admiration. I have no desire to do it.
Yeah.
But I admire what they're doing.
Could you do it like as a weekend thing?
It's different, isn't it? It's not really homesteading when it's a weekend thing. It's more of a hobby, that.
Yeah.
Like camping. It's almost like a permanent camping, this, isn't it? I mean, he's built himself a nice cabin there.
Yeah.
You know, he's got like the grounds to sort of like do what he wants to do. He's got everything he wants there. And I can see, for me, it's an admiration thing. I watch things and think, I love that. And then someone said, why don't you do it? I'll be like, I couldn't.
No.
I just know I'm not built for that. It's not for me.
Before it started, I thought I could do this. I couldn't.
No, I know you, and you definitely couldn't do it. You could do it for a week.
I could do it for a weekend.
A couple of days, that's what I'm saying, but you wouldn't be able to live it full time. It's just not for you. But like I say, I watch it for admiration and inspiration from these guys who do it. And I'm thinking, I get why you do it. I 100% understand it. I get it. But can I do it? No.
And the funny thing is you've got a lot less patience than I have. I'm watching this. I'm like, just hurry up. Like, you're too laid back.
Yeah, well, that's what they are. They are very laid back. They got nothing to sort of like hurry for.
No.
You know, they'll do it in the time. You know, and I see some of the homesteads that I've watched, and they've got like big incomes. They've got like kind of like big areas where they grow their own sort of like food. You know, these vegetables and stuff like that. And they sell them.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So they make an income that way. And then income sort of like moves off into maybe a bigger cabin or more, an outhouse or a bigger chicken coop or whatever they've got. But I just love the way they've got the chicken coop there and different things. But I've seen big homesteads where they've got all kinds of shit going on. It's like I say, it's like a mini farm. Yeah. And you're just like, wow, it's a lot of graft that goes into it. But I look at this more of an admiration kind of way and like inspiration. So I say, what you do there shows people, and when you were saying before about people go, oh, he lives out there, and they kind of like look at it as kind of a weird thing, and I'm thinking, I think it's a little bit of jealousy sometimes. Yeah. People sometimes want that remoteness and want that, but they don't want to make the jump and they don't want to make that step to do it. Sort of thing. So I think there is a little bit of jealousy in there with certain things, with the way these people live. Yeah. You
know. Hopefully this, if you're somebody that's dreaming about doing it, hopefully that helped talk you into it. That's one thing with this lifestyle is, it's not just going to fall on your lap one day, it's not going to come to you. You have to go to it. You have to go do it. So that's the way it is. The big thing is getting land. That's your big purchase you got to save up for. And once you have land, the possibilities are endless. It's a lot of fun taking a piece of raw land and then designing it exactly how you want, building your own buildings, deciding where you want to put stuff, where do you want to have the garden, It's a lot of fun just carving your own life out of a piece of land. I think that's in us. It's in our DNA to do stuff like that. Anyways, like I said, I just want to talk about why people live this way, why we do it, why we continue to do it. Anyways, hopefully this helps some of you that are on the fence. And like I said, just remember that I used to be somebody that would watch YouTube videos and it was only a dream. And then one day I just went for it, and yeah, here we are.
He's not said how old he is or anything. Or...
He said he was younger. He looks about 30, doesn't he?
I think younger than that.
20s, mid-20s to 30. But I think when you look at it as well, all that wood he's got chopped up for firewood. I wonder how long that lasts, all that wood, because that was a lot of wood.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's a lot. People might be homesteaders watching it and go, nah, it's not a lot. It's small, it's tiny. Yeah. That's a month's worth. Yeah. And I'm thinking, wow, I don't know how often you'd have to fill that wood cabin up or whatever it's got, or what you call them. Woodshed.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, it's, like I say, it's definitely not for me. But I'm in admiration when I watch them. I just absolutely love it, and I'm thinking, what a great thing to do for people to do. And it's a great option for people. Yeah. Not everybody wants the lifestyle of being in a city or being in an environment where it is, a rat race type thing, like he was alluding to. Yeah. But yeah, admiration from me. I guess a lot of jealousy from other people sometimes. Yeah. With the way other people live anyway. You could look at someone who lives in a high rise and top floor penthouse in Manhattan type thing and think, I don't want to live like that, but you would. A lot of people look at it and go, You know.
No, everybody's different.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to live like, remotely or, away from the rat race.
Yeah, he's done a good job there.
Yeah.
Nice cabin, nice environment. He's the way he speaks as well. He just seems very laid back,
Just
calm.
like,
Yeah, no rush.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.